Welcome back to my channel. So while Mr. Golden was doing his budget presentation, the government walked out. Listen to this.
The move to replace her with the wife of the Prime Minister, so that the head of Parliament is now the spouse of the head of government, really does not sit well with tradition that the Speaker must act independently of the government of the day. The Speaker is intended to be independent and act independently of the government of the day. That is the tradition. That is the tradition. The failure. Mr. Speaker. Members. The failure to identify the so-called illicit six MPs. From the Auditor General and the Integrity Commission remains a contentious matter, especially since the legal opinion on which this delay is purportedly based has been withheld from parliamentarians and the wider public. When the former Speaker was forced to resign as a result of an Integrity Commission investigation, the move to replace her with the wife of the Prime Minister, so that the head of Parliament is now the spouse of the head of government, really does not sit well with the tradition that the Speaker must act independently of the government of the day. The Speaker is intended to be independent and must act independently of the government of the day. That is the tradition. That is the tradition. The failure. Mr. Speaker. Members. The failure to identify the so-called illicit six MPs. Outside.
Warming time have to put in for him little piece, you know.
Failure to disclose the identity of this illicit enrichment member. Outside. Who can't continue? At this time. Outside. The Prime Minister fire outside. At this time, there's by number. I will not continue in this. So I'm asking members to be quiet. Thank you. Section 7 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives of Jamaica says the quorum of a house and of a committee of the whole house shall consist of 16 members beside the person presiding. If at any time taken by any member that there is not a quorum present, the person presiding shall direct members to be summoned, and if at the end of 5 minutes a quorum be not present, he shall adjourn the house without question put. If at any time during a sitting of committee of the house and the house subject, and I read section 2, subsection 2 of section 7, and as it stands, I am now summoning members to come on the inside of the chamber, and we will wait for the 5 minutes.
So the PNP had 14 members and they need 16 for the speech to be conducted. Was this a smart move by the government? After the local government was held 3 weeks ago, is this a smart move? Because at this point in time, no one is talking about Mr. Golden's speech. Everywhere you go on social media, it's about the walking out of the government ministers. I think this is the first time this has ever happened in the history of Jamaica.
This honorable house is now adjourned.
So the government and the members did not came back, so the meeting was adjourned.
For a date to be announced. Integrity Commission for Illicit Enrichment remains. Member. Outside. Who can't continue? At this time.
What a bangarang. So a senator had this to say.
Do not cross. A method of ethics, respect, decency, and honor. Today, the leader of the opposition sang below that line, demonstrating that he will say and do anything to distract the public, the people of Jamaica, from the true issue at hand, which is to articulate, to lay before the people of Jamaica a clear vision supported by a definite plan for the betterment of this Jamaica land we love. Golding has repeatedly taken to personal attacks instead of advancing real and practical ways to move the country forward. Today, Mark Golding had an opportunity to tell Jamaica how he would fund public statements and proposals that he has repeatedly made about the economic future of Jamaicans. Having created this anticipation and being unable to meet the expectation of the Jamaican people, his strategy at what was almost the very end of his speech was to attack the Speaker of the House of Representatives, to attack the Speaker of the Honorable House of Representatives in the person of Juliet Holness, Member of Parliament, who was nominated unopposed and seconded by the opposition in her ascension to the role of Speaker. Mark Golding has repeatedly demonstrated that he will say anything what was accepted to be the vexed issue of public sector wage increases, to include that of parliamentarians. And we saw it again today when his party supported Juliet Holness for the position of Speaker, only to withdraw that support when it no longer suited him. The Prime Minister has dedicated his life to the service of the Jamaican people. He has endured countless attacks on his character, to which he has never really responded, as he remains focused on delivering a better way of life for his country that he clearly loves. Juliet Holness joined him in politics and public service out of a sense of duty to our country, and has given her heart and soul to the people of Jamaica. We are disappointed that Mark Golding would use her to score cheap political points. Today, Golding has repeatedly taken to personal attacks instead of advancing real and practical ways to move the country forward. Today, Mark Golding had an opportunity to tell Jamaica how he would fund public statements and proposals that he has repeatedly made about the economic future of Jamaicans.
So persons had these comments. Person made these comments. Totally disagree. It looked like the truth hurts. Walking out, the only thing that was low. It's not like it was a protest. I watch it and you watch it. The Prime Minister, Miss Holness, has an opportunity to respond professionally. Your wife needs to step aside to avoid any conflict of interest. He has nothing to contribute to the people of Jamaica. Only take the initiatives of our Prime Minister and fix it up to fool the people. Honorable Prime Minister, you're a man of vision. Continue to let God lead you. Anything will work out for the betterment of the Jamaican people. Everything takes time. Golden need to grow up. You have a problem because his wife is the speaker. So you're saying if I meet my husband-in-law, I should leave my job because we both worked in the field? Shake my head. When Jamaican go wise up and stop acting as if personal matter is a problem. Golden talking about budget. Go and go put speaker. I'll do the same damn thing. Walk out, yes. Shake my head. Mr. Golden and his followers have proven repeatedly that they cannot put aside their extreme politics for the betterment of Jamaican people. Is it a conflict of interest, Mr. Prime Minister? I agree with Mark. I don't see any disrespect there. This is history in Jamaica. Government leader and members walked out. History. Mr. Golden went outside to visit Toto finish his presentation. They jeered Mr. Warmington. They fire you. Go outside. They fire you. So Mr. Golden finished his presentation outside Garden House. Here.
In an election, they make sure the speaker is elected because that person is supposed to be independent. So that, I think, that move to do what happened in our case here was inconsistent with that level of independence that's required. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 6 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment remains a festering sore, only made worse by the Prime Minister's gag order on his own cabinet ministers from speaking publicly on matters to do with the Integrity Commission. The Prime Minister's statutory declarations of assets and liabilities and income have not been certified, and take for myself and hand over to someone else who is not compromised.
Time.
Jamaica's fiasco, and we can't hear anything about charges being brought against the culprits. I have been told that the DPP's office is dragging their feet when there are a number of people that the Financial Investigations Division are seeking to bring charges against. In fact, in August last year, the Gleaner carried a report that from the FID that there were several persons that they were intending to move against with charges. That report is on the Gleaner website, but I am told that the DPP's office is dragging their feet on this. The Kroll forensic report, which has cost taxpayers millions of dollars, was delivered to the government months ago. It must be released to the public so we can see what the findings are. Jamaica will not accept a cover-up of this shameful debacle, which has tainted our country's reputation as a safe and well-regulated place for Jamaicans at home and abroad to save and invest. In fact, a commission of inquiry into this SSL scandal will be needed. Jamaica is crying out for change in this area. This is why I have identified an entire cluster of portfolios within our own governance structure to address the now desperate area of transparent and accountable governance. We must translate good governance principles into tangible action that restores trust and confidence in our leaders and preserves our cherished freedoms and democratic way of life. Change means no more hiding of the truth from Jamaicans. Change means no more deception in official.
It's Mr. Golden outside garden house finishing his
Public
speech.
communication. Change means putting transparency and communication at the
But the government minister will not be able to
heart of good governance. It affirms that respect is due to those who elect governments and pay taxes. That's why we will implement a comprehensive strategy centered around engagement and accessibility. Our aim is to ensure that every voice is heard, to bridge the gap between leadership and the people. This means holding town hall meetings, physical and virtual, to give every citizen a voice in the decision-making process. It means conducting community walks, listening to the concerns of our constituents, and working together to find solutions. It means providing regular progress reports on projects and programs, and keeping the public informed and involved every step of the way. Change means practicing accountability as a central principle of good governance. That's why, after the terrible incident of the woman being beaten in public with a stool, I tabled an impeachment bill in the House of Representatives in 2021 to provide a mechanism to hold to account any parliamentarian whose egregious conduct brings his or her office into disrepute. Despite this having been a manifesto promise of this JLP government from the 2016 general elections, my impeachment bill has not been allowed to go forward to a joint select committee for wide stakeholder consultation and then be passed into law. They don't believe in accountability. When I entered the political arena, there were some entrenched ways of doing things. Making change happen requires a fresh approach. Things will be very different under my watch, because I will tolerate none of it.
say, well, I know, say, when you go in a different
put local government in the Constitution. We passed the 3 strategic laws to modernize the legal framework of local government in keeping with modern best practices. One of those laws, the Local Governance Act, makes provision in Section 18 for the recall of an elected mayor, and it may be initiated by a petition alleging a charge of gross misconduct or dereliction of duty, and it has to be signed by at least 25% of the registered voters in the city municipality. The next PNP government will institute a fair and balanced recall system for elected officials, both at the local government and parliamentary level, to deepen accountability and empower the voters with recourse where they are badly let down by whoever they elect to parliament. Change means not taking away the rights of the people of Portmore without proper consultations with them, followed by a referendum to let them make the decision whether or not they want to give up their city municipality status and their right to directly elect their mayor, a right given to them by the People's National Party. Jamaica has spoken, and the PNP has listened to the concerns of the people. We are offering solutions based on thorough research and consultation with our stakeholders. We will embark on this journey together with the people towards a future where opportunity for advancement is not a privilege, but a right for all. We commit to good governance for the people of Jamaica, not as some abstract concept, but as a living promise fulfilled to every citizen of our nation. We are on a fast track on the road to change, and we invite all Jamaicans along this exciting journey in a spirit of hope for a better and brighter future for all our people. and I would have ended, thank you, Madam Speaker. But I won't end that way because I'm not in the Parliament. I'm on duty with my...
Trumpet has sounded, my countrymen all, awake from the slumber and answer the call. The torch has been lighted, the dawn is at hand. Who joins in the fight for his own native land? Land of my birth, I raise to thee, loyal and faithful, true to thee.
So there you have it. The Jamaica Labour Party, including its leader, Mr. Holness, walk out of the budget presentation. They did not return. So Mr. Golden took to the front of Garden House to finish his speech. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Thank you.